And I'm gonna get a ton of hate, a ton of hate for this. So yeah, we're still in Mississippi at the beach house. We were going to go home today, but then this rolled in. So yeah, doesn't look horrible now other than that wind is, that wind's pretty gnarly. But the weather to the north of us is even worse. Yeah, so here, we're still here in Mississippi. Yeah, Mississippi. Been here a little over a week. Probably go home Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on what weather looks like. But I wanted to do a quick video for you because if you are like me, you get really confused when people start talking about different models of Harley Davidsons. When I first bought my Street Glide, I had no clue the difference between a Street Glide, Road Glide, Dyna, Ultra, Cruiser, Sportster. I take that back. I knew what a Sportster was. That was the only bike I knew. But I couldn't tell by looking at any of the models which was which and what was what and which end was up. And I just bought my Street Glide and didn't really understand why or how or what I was looking at or what I was looking for. So I kind of just walked into it blind, let the salesman talk me into something, which I'm very happy with my Street Glide. I love my Street Glide. It's fantastic. But I am still learning a lot about Harley Davidsons. If you're a Harley Davidson purist and you know a ton about Harley Davidsons, and there's a million of you out there, please forgive me. Be patient with me. There's tons of us out there that we want to know Harley better. We want to get out, Harley, but man, it's a little overwhelming. Yeah. So I just wanted to do a quick video and kind of go over what I understand as the current lineup of Harley Davidsons are. Now I'll start with what I know, and that's my Street Glide. That is what Harley Davidson calls a Grand American Touring bike. You will hear it more commonly referred to as bagger. So a bagger is a Road King Special, Street Glide, Street Glide Ultra, Street Glide CVO, Road Glide CVO, and the Road Glide, what do they call it? The Road Glide Special? ST. The Road Glide ST CVO. So, and I think I have pictures. I'll try to put pictures from the Harley Davidson website up here as I talk about them. The Road King Special has bags, no fairing, no windshield. It's motorcycle riding in its purest form. If you like the wind in your hair, you like to feel the road, it's a bagger with no frills. The Road King Special is what you want. The Street Glide has what they call the Batwing fairing. I prefer the Batwing fairing. I think they're the coolest looking fairing of all the fairings of any motorcycle brand. I just like the Batwing. I like the fact that my fairing turns with my handlebars. My headlight and my fairings turn with the handlebars. So Street Glide, fairing turns. The Road Glide has what they call the shark nose. I am not a fan of the shark nose. I don't like the look of it. I don't like the feel of it. Personal feelings. Don't like the Road Glide. I have talked to 3 different Harley Davidson salesmen, and all 3 from different dealerships. All 3 have told me the only difference between a Street Glide and a Road Glide, is the fairing and the handlebars. Handlebars on the Road Glide a little bit higher stock than Street Glide. And the Road Glide, the shark nose is stationary. No matter where you turn your handlebars, Road Glide, the fairing is stationary. The headlight stays straight. Now, I have a friend who has a Road Glide, and he prefers the Road Glide because he says for him it's a balance thing, that whenever he's on a Street Glide and he turns and that fairing turns, he feels like the balance is off. I don't feel it. I've ridden his Street Glide. I don't feel a balance issue. I just don't. I call him the princess in the pea because he swears that he can feel it. I think he's full of it. I don't feel a balance issue whatsoever. But the Road Glide, it does. But anyway, the salesman told me, all three of them told me, there is absolutely zero difference between a Road Glide and a Street Glide, except for the fairing and the handlebars. Same frame, same wheels, same tires, same technology, same engines, same. Fairing and handlebars is the only difference. So it just depends on what. And the price difference is negligible. I think there's price difference, MSRP price difference anyway, of like $250. It's not much. So Road Glide is a little bit more expensive, but same bike. So, anyway, then you have the cruisers. Now, when you hear a Harley, I've learned this. When you hear a Harley guy talk about a Softail and it's a newer model, he's talking about what Harley Davidson is classifying as a cruiser now. The cruisers are the Heritage Classic, the Street Bob, the Lowrider S and the Lowrider ST, and the Breakout, and the Fat Boy. Those are all what Harley Davidson calls the cruisers. The Heritage Classic, now the Heritage Classic, that is the Harley Davidson that pops into my mind when somebody says Harley Davidson. Like that image pops in my head. It's just a classic looking Harley Davidson. Classic Harley styling, and I call it the Swiss Army knife of the cruiser touring lineup because it's a bagger when you want it to be a bagger and a cruiser when you don't. And it's what Harley calls the hot rod of their lineup. It's perfect for day trips, commuting, bar hopping, but I probably would not take a Heritage Classic on a long cross-country road trip. I would take a Street Glide or a Road Glide for that. The Street Bob is Harley's answer to Indian's Scout Bobber. I was really close to buying a Scout Bobber. I just like the way they look. It's a smaller frame, and it's just fun to throw around on corners in the street. It's sporty and it's quick. The Lowrider S, it has the high output Milwaukee 8 117. It's the ripper of the family. That Lowrider S is a fun bike. If you want to carve winding canyon roads, this is the bike you want. The Lowrider ST has bags. So the difference between the Lowrider S and the Lowrider ST, Lowrider ST has bags. And it's got kind of a retro style fairing on the front. It's kind of like the old school. And again, I'm learning here with you guys just as well. It's like the old school Street Glide, maybe an old school Heritage fairing. It's more of a classic style Harley fairing on the front. If you're a commuter that needs bags, but you still want that sporty feel for the weekends, the Lowrider ST is your bike. The Breakout, if you want to be a biker, I would say that the Breakout, and I'm going to get a ton of hate, for this. I would say that the Breakout is the bike because the Breakout is a beast. It's the 117 M8. There's no fairing, no windshield, no frills, and all balls. I want to break out to bop around town or go cruise the North Georgia mountains. It kind of reminds me of my Shadow, only a lot more power than my Shadow. The Fat Boy is an American classic that everyone should own at least one Fat Boy in their lifetime. The Fat Boy is the Terminator bike. If you go back and watch Terminator, the original Terminator, the Fat Boy is the motorcycle that Arnold Schwarzenegger rides. If you want comfort with your performance, I look at a Fat Boy. They're just flat out fun, and they turn heads every time. Especially the limited edition 2025 Gray Ghost. I would love to have a Gray Ghost, but I don't have a place to put it, and I would probably not want to ride it because it's just such a collector's item at this point. Next, you have the Adventure Touring. Now, the Adventure Touring, they call them adventure bikes. When I was growing up, we called them Enduros because they could do dirt, they could do street, they could do either one. The Adventure Touring and the sport categories. This is where Harley purists kind of get their panties in a ruffle, is they are built in Taiwan. The other ones are made here in America, but the Adventure Touring, the Pan America 1250 Special, and the ST and the CVO, they're all made in Taiwan. If you want to tour America and you want a versatile bike, the Pan America is what you want. Then you get into the sport, and this is where I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I love the Sportster S. I rode one, and you could not wipe the smile off my face. As embarrassing as that is, I was fully expecting to hate that bike. That fat front tire on that thing made it just really comfortable to ride. And I put it in sport mode, and that thing would just flat out get it. It was so much fun. Now, I will say this. Harley Davidson, if you're listening, I doubt it, but if you're listening, do something about that exhaust look. That is a horrible design for exhaust. It just looks, I don't like it. I haven't met anybody that actually likes that exhaust. If you are a company that does aftermarket exhaust, please design an aftermarket exhaust that looks better for the Sportster S. I get it. I understand. The Sportster is an American icon. It is the bike that you could take. You used to be able to just take and turn into a chopper with very little work. I mean, it was just fun. If you're a new rider, if you're brand new to this, I would say that the Nightster or the Nightster Special is the bike for you. It's small frame, lightweight, still tons of power. I'm actually trying to talk my wife into either a Nightster or a Sportster. So anyway, and the last, of course, there's the trikes. If something were to ever happen to me where I couldn't be on two wheels, I would buy a trike, hands down. And then, of course, you have the Livewire, which is Harley's electric, but we're not going to talk about that embarrassment. That's just, I'm sorry. Motorcycles shouldn't be electric. They just shouldn't. So, anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. So, if you're like me and you're still learning, go to harley-davidson.com, take a look at their lineup, go down to your local Harley dealership and take a test ride and take a look at them. Find the one that fits you, find the one that's comfortable for you. And don't be afraid to ask questions. I was terrified to ask questions because I didn't want to look dumb in front of the salesman. I will say this. I should have asked more questions. I probably would have ended up on a Heritage or a Breakout, probably a Breakout, if I would have just asked more questions and known what I was looking for when I went to buy. So if you haven't done so already, gently press that subscribe button. Everybody says hit that subscribe button, slam that subscribe, smash that subscribe button. Give the subscribe button some love. Just touch it. Give it some love. Hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any future episodes. The next time you see me, hopefully I'll be back in Georgia, and I have some episode ideas that I'm really excited about doing. So stay tuned, and we'll talk to you later. Until then, keep the rubber side down. Talk to you later. Bye.